Who is the god in witchcraft? For many, he is lord of the wildwood, a guardian, protector of the land. He is also a protector of the goddess, who is the land, and her mysteries. As the goddess is the great cycle of life, death, and rebirth, the god shows us how to live in that cycle. He is bound to the cycle, just as are we, and we can learn from him how to work and walk in the worlds. Through the god, we come to know the great mysteries of life, death, and rebirth, among others. Some see him as a horned god, but many, myself included, see him as an antlered god. For in his antlered aspect, we see the cycles of life. For he is the lord of the wildwood, of all that is wild and free. In the great herds of deer that share the land where I live, I see him in the stags that roam the heathland and forest. In the spring, his head is bare, and he's learning how to come into his power all over again. He rejoins the herd, and together they pull through the lean months of spring into the bounty of summer. Just as the stag grows his antlers in the spring and summer, so does the god grow in his wisdom and power. In the summer the herd separates into smaller groups, and the stags are set apart from the rest. The stags feed and grow all summer long, until the autumn when the rut begins. Here we see the might and strength of the god, who gives everything so that his seed will continue, so that the next generation will be strong. Often the stag won't eat for days at a time, so overcome is he with his current purpose. He gathers those around him who follow his purpose, creating new herds. He gives of himself so that the herd may continue. His calls ring out over the heath and forest, through the misty air. He knows that this is a gateway, a threshold time before the coming of winter. And when winter comes, his calls are silenced, and he leaves the herd to live mostly in solitude, until his antlers are shed once more in the spring, and the cycle continues. In the winter, the lord of the wildwood becomes a psychopomp, one who leads us towards the thresholds of life and death. He is the hunter now, riding the wild, wintry skies. In the spring he returns to the land to protect and guide once more through his own example. Some see the god in the agricultural cycle, in the grains and fruits that are grown and harvested. The god gives his life at the third and final harvest, knowing that the cycle will continue as his seed is carried safely in the womb of the goddess. Where the goddess is the energy behind creation and all life, the god is the manifestation of that energy. If the goddess is energy, the god is matter, bringing form to her energy. As she spins the threads of existence, it is through the god that these threads are woven into a tangible form. While she is the energy of all life, he is the physical representation of all that life. He is sometimes known as the Lord, the Old Lad, the King of the Wildwood, Lord of the Greenwood, the Green Man, Jack in the Green Knight, and more. The god shows us how to live in the world, honoring, respecting, loving, and protecting the goddess and the cycles of life, death, and rebirth.